Internet is not playing along with us, so it completely cut me off as I was doing my Monday morning live. And so now I'm on my phone, on phone internet. Let's see if we can finish off this live. I have no idea if the first few things came up. So I'm basically going to summarize the first 3 or 4 points that I did. But this morning's live is all about the 10 old school etiquette and strategies that will skyrocket your business. And we started covering them off and then got cut off, and who knows, it's the gremlins that are mucking around with us. So I'm just going to summarize the first 4 and I'm going to move on to the next ones because I know I've got only 13 minutes to get to the next thing that I have to do. So we're going to summarize. Number 1 was reply to emails and texts when people contact you on the same day. Common courtesy, you don't know how many times, and I'm not talking about promotional stuff. I'm talking about people you're working with, people that you're working with, who need answers from you. Please get back to them. Number 2 was quote people promptly within 24 to 48 hours. Don't put the sales thing on the sideline. No wonder your business may not be growing if you are not addressing sales related inquiries ASAP. Number 3 was get out from behind your computer and get out there networking and being with people and physically attending. Yes, it's so much easier to connect with people online, but the power to face of how people see you, feel you, and know who you are, and if you can be trusted or you come across as the expert as what you do is so important. Number 4 was travel for business. Get out there. Once you have built enough of a network and you're starting to get inquiries from interstate or overseas, pick up your bags, pack your bags, and go and meet people in the real world in other countries or states of your country, of where you are. Because again, this is how the biggest deals out there are made. People actually, why do you think a lot of business owners who are super successful travel so much? Because they know the power of face-to-face in other, in terms of meeting people and then continuing the relationship online. The dynamic and how it is totally changes. So those are the 4 things that I delved into a little bit more detail before I got cut off. I don't know if the first part of what I said is going to be published on Facebook because it just said, poor internet, your video could not be published. See you later. All right, guys. Now, number 5, old school etiquette thing that pick up the phone and solve problems by speaking to people, not just text or email. I can't believe how many people are just, willing to just either send a complaint or, cancel something over a text message or a phone. It's like, the old way of, breaking up with, a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever it is, used to be, the common courtesy was to have a face-to-face conversation with them. And nowadays everyone's doing it through texts or voicemails and things like that. Come on, Bre. You're not, get on the phone. You actually are going to get things done a lot faster. So by sending a text or an email or whatever it is that you're problem solving or whatever the challenge is, it actually is a lot more time draining. And then the other person's reading it in their own tone of voice in their head, and they're not figuring, there might be misunderstanding certain way you've said stuff, vice versa, you're doing the same thing. Pick up the phone. Just pick up the phone. It might only be a 5-minute conversation where you can say so many more words to actually resolve what's going on. Then back and forward, another email, another text, another email, another text. And it happens ongoing, and you kind of, in the end, you feel exhausted by it. Whereas actually when I get on a phone to resolve an issue or a problem, I feel energized at the end because both parties feel great, amazing. We've reached the resolution and we don't have to do this back and forward ping pong kind of stuff. Okay, so pick up the phone to resolve issues, challenges, problems, other stuff too, wherever possible, of course. Not in every situation is it possible. It's really, really, really important. Thank you, Marcel. Okay, another old school thing that we don't do a lot nowadays, but we should, because it'll just make so much of our lives and businesses easier, is pay your bills on time every time. Okay, so if you want to be paid by your clients on time, every time, by the majority, nothing's perfect. You have to be the model of how you are towards other people. So often people leave, yeah, that's right, Susie. So easy to misunderstand texts and proofs. Often people leave them bills till the last day. You know, oh, when is the due date? It's like, I don't even freaking look at due dates. It comes in, I pay it. That's it. It's been like that. It's not because, oh, it's okay for you, Nat. You got a successful business. No, it's been like that since I was employed, since I was a kid, since I was, early in business, when I didn't have any money, I always prioritized it. You know, even the other day, I'm so on top of even all my tax and GST because those bills are ginormous at the moment. You know, email our accountant, okay, lodge everything. I want to pay stuff off. I want to spread it across. Just get all of those things done. People used to be so much better at this in terms of how they were managing their finances. So pay your bills on time every time. Get into that habit. What you'll start reflecting within your business is other people behaving the same way. Sometimes I get clients who say, oh, but people are not paying me, or they're coming up with these excuses and all that sort of stuff. And my first question is, how are you at paying your own bills, to other people? And then, there might have been instances where they weren't so good, or even I've had the experience with them. And I say, well, you have to start, it has to start from you guys. It has to start from you doing the right thing by other people, to what you've committed to, what you've signed up for or whatever, and following through on those promises. Because guess what? You're going to get it back in a very similar way from other places if you don't do the right thing. Okay, the next one, number 7, is send something physical to people. Something, what we do at our half-day events, our retreats, our book launches. So any events that we host, we love to send a send out card with the yay photo, like where there's a group shot of everyone. So what we do is my VA has puts in everyone's addresses and things like that into the send out card system, and a physical card gets printed with our photo and gets sent out. You wouldn't believe how many authors say that they have a collection of these cards that I send them. So what is something physical that you can send? You don't have to send it to everyone. I send it to everyone that comes to my events. It's not super expensive, so even though there's so many people, it's still viable to do it. But what is something physical that can get in the mail? Because you know what happens is then they take a photo of it and they go, oh my God, I just got this. Thank you so much. No wonder you're successful, blah, blah, blah. They get the surprise 7 to 10 days time in the mail. It feels really amazing. And there's goodwill. You build goodwill that way, and people remember it. And if, of course, they start working with you and you're doing it on multiple occasions because they're doing different things with you, that just kind of becomes, okay, cool. Here's my collection and all that, and a massive amount of goodwill. So send something physical out to people, not just electronic birthday cards or Christmas cards. I couldn't think of any. I don't like those things anyway. All right, number 8 is switch off after work hours on weekends and public holidays. Now this one was a big one for me because I never used to do that in the first 4 to 5 years of my business. And it's not good for anybody, because if you just keep working and working and working and working, it's just gonna you're not being more productive, you're not being more effective or getting more stuff done. So it's really important to schedule time. And nowadays people are really bad, especially solopreneurs and small business owners who, of course, they want to create the business of their dreams and the lifestyle around it. But it's not serving you if you're not taking time off. So do it the old school way, where people used to clock off at a certain amount of time of the day, take their weekends and all that kind of stuff. So that's something that we don't do enough of, and we should remind ourselves of how it used to be, that, when was family time and when was, dinner time, the few hours and all that kind of stuff. I certainly believe we should, when we're launching a business or we're growing something from scratch, we need to put in the extra yards. But come to the place also, even if you're doing, say, 80 hours a week, what are the 10 other hours that are just devoted to you to recharge yourself, and then build that up, reduce your hours because you're outsourcing more of your stuff, and increase what is going on in the times, where as you're building up your lifestyle business. So actually have some time off. So that's how people were, and there were boundaries on when things would happen. Nowadays the boundaries are totally blurred. People are contacting us on social media, on text message, on emails, and all that sort of stuff. But there is a way to input those boundaries so people know how to treat you. And at the end of the day, we teach other people how to treat us. So start doing it in a resourceful way and set your communication up. Example, we've got out of office emails that are set up for public holidays, for weekends, for end of year, whatever it is. Very nice, detailed, systemized. My VA inputs them when they need to go live. We've got, we're moving people away from Messenger, more like, come on, guys, email us, because sometimes you see Messenger and then you forget that you've seen it. And so therefore you're not doing like the wrong thing of not replying to a person, but moving everyone to email. Just streamline the communication so that you don't also end up missing anything. And once people get used to what you've told them they should do or not do when they're relating to you and communicating with you, you'll see it just starts to work like magic. All right, 2 more things. Social events with your clients. Do some kind of stuff where you connect with people, not just on the thing that you are working on. How can you build social relationships with with some of your clients? It doesn't need to be too extravagant, but what are some events or situations where you can connect on a social level? We go to dinners whenever we travel interstate. We'll catch on the night before our half-day event. We catch up for dinner with our authors, whoever's available in that particular city. Our group book launches, they're not part of our program. We put them on because we all get together and have like a social experience and a night, like a big party and the celebration, if you like. Of course, at the retreats, we have theme nights and fun stuff that we do that separate us from just the thing that is client, customer, here's the system, we're doing just this thing together. Because at the end of the day, a lot of, for the majority of my clients that I've worked with over a period of time, I feel like family. They really do feel like friends and family that we catch up with interstate when we go there. And these are the guys that then come and help us and crew at our events, which is so helpful as you get bigger and more busier. You catch up with you kind of have other people that are promoting you in those cities without even being asked. And that's all the goodwill that is built behind the extra effort you got to put. I'm exhausted when I'm interstate. I know that I've got limited amount of hours to execute this workshop, but I still got to eat. So I may as well do it with people that, I've connected with before and continue building and nurturing those relationships. And I'm tired. And half of me goes, I should be resting, but the other half goes, no, just do it. You're going to have fun at the end of it anyway. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to be so glad you did it. And it's good for everything. It's good for the relations. It's good for the business. It's good for the ongoing referral potential and all that kind of stuff. Okay, last thing, number 10 was stop watching, listening, learning, ongoing so much and get out there and take action. So nowadays, there's so much education available online that we get stuck watching every other podcast, other people's videos of what to do and how, getting tips and tricks and hacks of what we should be doing. And which is, probably what you're doing right now, listening and go, what can I learn from that today? What's my one aha moment? And if you did take the time to listen for this half an hour, how about you take 2 things that I said from the 10 and go and put them into action this week? And then go and only watch something else or learn something else once those 2 things have been implemented. I never sat down on a webinar. I never went to a workshop or a seminar where afterwards I didn't put in those 2, 4, 5, depending on how long the thing was, into action. Because what a waste of time and effort to just be consuming information and not actually putting it in action and getting a return on investment of your time invested to learn. So stop learning, stop watching, stop listening. And once you've done a little bit, go and put it into action. Come back for more once you need more, right? Great, you're welcome, Marcel. So let's summarize for those of you who may have come on late. The top 10 things, I've got them here on my computer behind the screen, so I'm just going to so I don't stuff up the order. So these are the old school things and etiquette and actions and strategies that are not being done as much nowadays, but can skyrocket your business. And I've given some examples and strategies. The first thing was reply to emails and texts on the same day. The second thing was quote people and send what you promised promptly, 24 hours, 48 hours max if it's the weekend. Leave your house and network face to face. Number 4 was travel for business. Make the effort, get on a plane and go somewhere else and actually meet people that you've been networking with perhaps online. Pick up the phone and solve problems and challenges by speaking to people, not texts and emails that can be misconstrued in many different ways. Pay your bills on time every time. Send physical gifts or cards to say thank you to people, or to send them some kind of a message, whatever it is, a welcome pack or whatever it is. Send switch off after work, nights and holidays or weekends and things like that, to actually have a start and a finish time. Number 9 was social events with your clients. So what do you do to socially get to know them as people? And number 10 was stop watching, listening and learning, and get out there and get your hands dirty and take action. So I trust this has been valuable. Now's the time to switch off and go and take some action. Go and smash out this week, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Talk soon. Bye.